Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to another wonderful episode of My EdTech Life. As usual, it is always a pleasure to be here with you guys on every Saturday morning, or almost every Saturday, because sometimes we do take a little break. But thank you so much for making us part of your morning. Some of you guys that are just getting your first cup of coffee, maybe that first bite of breakfast. Thank you so much for making the time out of your day to join us here with an amazing guest. Today, we have Erika Sandström, who is visiting us virtually all the way from the East Coast, from Beverly, Massachusetts. And today she has some green screen goodies that I am really excited about. If you don't follow Erika, please follow her on Twitter at greenscreen gal. All right, she is awesome. She is a great resource. And today she's going to take us through the wonderful world of green screen. Erika, thank you so much for being here today. I must say, before we get started, I am a big fan. I am a fan of what you do. I've been following you for a while. And like I talked to you a little bit earlier backstage, it's because of the things that I've seen you do, along with a lot of your colleagues, such as Jennifer Lieben and Bruce Reicher. They really got me and what you do into green screen. So I use a lot of green screen as well. So thank you for inspiring others just like myself to use these tools for just about anything.
You don't threaten me with a good time talking about green screen. That was the sweetest intro. I'm laughing because, it's so sweet to hear that, because I really don't have any shame when it comes to the green screen, and I just throw it out there. My passion, my excitement for it, and the fact that people like you, I'm so honored that you appreciate it and have fun with it. So that's good. I love it. I get so giddy when people say that. I don't even know what to say. I'm like, what? You're a fan of my shenanigans? I'm ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no. I love all your videos. I love what you put up on Twitter and everything, and it's just a lot of great stuff.
You're so sweet. You're so sweet, and I love your show too. And I'm just blown away by the amazing people I've met, especially during COVID. And I love that all my green screen people are coming to me. It's like landing on my mothership. It's so great. And all those people you mentioned, and I was just on the phone with Manny Curiel. Him and I were separated at birth. You have to, if you haven't had him on yet, you have to. He is one of the most creative human beings I've ever met. He's nuts.
He's awesome. And it's great that it's just because of the circle, and just before we get started, because of what you do and the people that you're connected with, and we just connect, and we just build that, what I like to call that professional learning family. And it's just great because we're all learning from one another. It's a 24/7 PD party every day, so it's amazing. So I love it. I love it.
It is a party. It is a party. And I have to put my phone away a lot just because I'm just having too much fun, especially with the people from #CrazyPLN. That's a group that everybody should check out. They're just a riot. Sometimes we get into these GIF wars just for fun.
So you're a hard G person. So you're team hard G. So that's awesome.
I'm a little obsessed with them. Hard G, yeah. Oh, hard G, yeah. Because some people,
GIF.
Who cares? Just make them.
There you go. That is awesome. All right. So Erika, again, thank you so much for being here. And if you can just tell our audience members, I know we already kind of gave them a lot of details as far as what you do and as far as green screen and everything, but just tell us a little bit about, as far as in the context of education, what is it as far as your role in education right now?
Well, my role, I'm wearing a lot of hats right now. I am a digital learning coach this year for grades 6 through 8. And I'm also a digital media teacher for 6 through 8 as well. And for my district, I do have a lot of leadership in the mindfulness arena. I give a lot of professional development on mindfulness for students and teachers. I'm also teaching online courses and all kinds of fun stuff on the side as well. And but that's what I do on a daily basis. It's pretty busy. It's pretty crazy, like everybody else.
Oh yeah, and exactly, and especially like during this time, it's been very interesting, things that are going on as, from March all the way now. And, some students in some districts are slowly trickling in, some have trickled in, and then all of a sudden now, hey, we're back out. And it's just been so interesting. And, bless all our educators' hearts for what they do. Thank you. If you need to hear this today, thank you for everything that you do during this time. It hasn't been easy, but you've been getting it done. You've been improvising, you've been adapting, you've been overcoming, and this will only help us get stronger and really just focus on the needs as far as education, infrastructure, technology, reach, and so on. So thank you so much to all our educators. And Erika, thank you for what you're doing as well for all of our educators and in your district as being a mindfulness coach as well. So that's something that is definitely needed. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. It's so true about, right now, everybody truly needs to give themselves a break and stay in the present moment as much as you can, because it's just uncharted waters. And the more, when I talk about mindfulness, I always tell people, when you have anxiety, we're worried about the what ifs. And I do it too. What's not come yet in the future. And then, you feel regret, shame, guilt, depression. That's the past. And if we live in those two other worlds, we're missing, right now. And this is all we have. 2020 has proven that. And so that's why I love this thing, because it just brings such joy immediately. I just giggle all day long when I get to play with the green screen or to help the kids use it for all kinds of purposes, but especially social emotional learning right now. But I hope teachers out there really are starting to be able to give themselves a break and just go with the flow. Just go with the flow.
Yeah. And that's, those are really good words, Sarah. Just simply go with it. And, you just gotta, we'll overcome. And like I said, this is awesome. So, but today, we're going to be talking about creativity, which is pretty much, this is your niche. This is you. And this is why people follow you. And we get excited for all of those crazy videos that just causes so much joy, causes to smile. And then we're like, hey, I want to do what she's doing, And so we're going to be talking a little bit about that. So I know you have a presentation that you're going to be going through. And I'm really excited about this because today, guys, all of you that are watching, you're definitely in for a great treat. You will be learning a lot of tips and tricks and things that will help you enhance your learning and, of course, to the students' learning and just making it just fun for everybody. So we're definitely excited about that.
No pressure, huh? No, but thank you. Yeah, creative. And it's what's really fun is that people say that. And I think when I have an idea, sometimes at 3 a.m, I think, oh gosh, I have no idea what people would think about this, but I'm just so flattered people think it's creative, because it's just my crazy squirrel brain that comes up with stuff. But anyway, this is the URL. It's way too long, way too much. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I just want to touch on some things that I think would be helpful to people to help them get out of their comfort zone and to jump into their own creativity, because everyone is creative. It breaks my heart when people say I'm not creative. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Everybody is. You just have to tap into it. So tinyurl.com/ and then please put the capitals Peabody and then VP for video production. I'm going to turn this off because for the first time ever, not use my green screen because the lighting is bothering me. And I'm kind of perfectionist when it comes to that stuff. So there we go. So hopefully you can paste that for them. And it's also in the slideshow. So should I start sharing right now?
Yeah. Go ahead and start sharing away.
All right. I'm not used to this platform, but it's really nice. I like it.
Don't even worry about it. It's all good.
All good. Yeah, we both had tech problems earlier, so still coming down from that. Okay, so this is doing a tunnel vision thing. Let's see. So can you see that? No problem.
Yeah. If you want to just go ahead and present full screen, there you go.
Okay, so I just can't.
Perfect.
See. Okay. Yeah, it's always interesting to present when I can't see you, but I am gonna.
Oh, Don't even worry about it. We're here. Everything is all good to go. So don't even worry
Okay.
about it.
Great. Okay. Gosh, aren't you nice? So, he already told you a little bit about me. I've been teaching for 30 years, and I founded a club called the Mindful Superhero Club with students where we practice mindfulness, but we take those mindful skills and we create these videos that are all over my Twitter and Instagram and everywhere, where the kids get a chance to practice compassion and empathy and show it through creativity. And that's what's really a hit right now, especially with remote teaching. So if you go to greenscreengal.com, I have some freebies there. And also you'll get some updates on the online courses that I am finally getting them posted up for everybody to take, and a lot of free lessons I'm going to be throwing at people, because everyone does ask me daily, like, how did you do that? And I want people to know, and I want you to join this creativity train. So, our global reality right now is this, pretty much. We're all just got thrown into this, and the comfort zone of using video and all that has been really tough on teachers. And that's why I'm glad to be in the role of coach now, to help them work through that fear. So I thought this was interesting, Fonz, because check this out. Like, I'm older, but I'm not tablet older, but I definitely had the chalkboard stage.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I still have nightmares of, chalk all over everything. And then we got into our smart boards and our remember all the old projectors and everything.
Yes.
But now it's a totally different world. So kids learn differently. Teachers have to teach differently, but the possibilities are so endless for creativity. And the stuff I'm seeing, especially since COVID, has been so awesome. I'm just impressed, so impressed by educators. So, what holds us back is really just fear. And, there's tons of benefits to video production. I don't need to go through these with you. And like I said, this slideshow's really long, but I just want to, bring you some things, and just interrupt me anytime. So if you have any questions, but the motivation for kids is it's there. And I have noticed that with my students, the shy kids have really come out of their shells. And the things I'm going to share with you are some ways that you can get those shy kids to use video and use green screen, because of all the myths of why people don't want to get on a green screen. This example, these two ladies were like, they're middle schoolers. So, Miss Sandström, I don't want to get in the green screen. I don't like myself on camera. And I hear that all the time. I said, well, the beautiful thing about video production, girls, is you don't have to talk on the screen. We can make you tiny. We can even put you inside something so you only see your face. And all they had to do for their project was just what you just saw here. There is music that goes to it, but so they put this together in a very short amount of time on the Doink app, actually. And then they just came up with the idea to use their hands and to come around and to show their project. So, one major thing that I do with kids is we don't do a lot of talking on camera. We have so many creative ways to do that. Do you find that too with you, that kids, get a little shy about getting on the green screen?
They do, and this is so funny. We have these conversations where even, when we started using Flipgrid, students are real shy to record themselves, because it's, I guess they're recording themselves for the teachers and they want to sound great and everything. But then, you've got the same type of students that are, putting up videos on Instagram, and they're doing these amazing dances. So it's weird that we right. Still see them very shy, but yet, when they're kind of, on their own, they're very, outgoing and everything. But, we do see this, and I've experienced it myself in the classroom. But what I love, like what you said, just because you're in front of a camera doesn't mean that you have to speak at all times. Exactly. Just like this example that you shared with us with the lovely ladies here that are just, going through the motion and showing exactly what they have learned is something. It's a learning artifact. They're getting involved. They're creating. They still learn the content. And it's just a great way to present content in a different manner other than a worksheet. Other than maybe a slide presentation, which is still okay, but, it gives them that choice. And that's something that I love about video, that it gives those learners that need a creative outlet just the ability to, like you said, be creative. And even if they may be shy, like you said, there's still workarounds there with green screen where you can, make them very small, down at the corner, or hide them even within the video itself. And, it's just great. And to share that with a parent, to share that with the district, the use of technology with the learning, I mean, it's a win-win. So it's something that is amazing. So I really enjoyed that video there.
Oh, thank you. And thank you. And that I have plenty more where that came from. That's why I have a really hard time packing for a weekend trip. I bring a full suitcase for 2 days. And so that's why I wanted people to have access to this slideshow, just so they can go through it on their own, and I'll pick and choose. So before I get into the green screen part and how I can use it even without a green screen, which is awesome, or how to use it with remote kids. One thing about video too is when kids are told to make a video, first of all, they think right away, and teachers do too, we just got to sit there, do one take, memorize a script, read from a teleprompter or something. But it's not about that. It's about, and I'm going to show you a kid president example to explain this in a bit, but it's about breaking it up. But one of the most powerful things right now are things that I'm doing with my students with PSAs, especially my remote. I have 80 remote sixth graders I work with, and just about what's going on in the world. And we did not make this one. This is actually a professional commercial from Blue Cross Blue Shield. But is it okay if I show a little bit of this? Does that come through okay with video? Okay, great. I like StreamYard. This is awesome. Okay, so in this video, it's just images. Here, let me just play it for you and we can talk about it. Isn't that beautiful?
That is powerful. Just the imagery, no voice, nobody narrating, but just the images were powerful because it's something that everybody right now can relate to. This is what we're seeing. This is a reality. And I'm not even kidding you. It gave me, goosebumps watching this.
Yeah, me too. I've seen it so many times and I still get goosebumps. But the thing is, so I have the students watch that and then we break it down. And I say, well, why did you like it? And they usually just say how the emotional part of it. But I said, well, let's look at it from a video production standpoint. And so they finally figure out, like, oh yeah, with the beat of the music, the pictures and the words match the beat. That's huge in our classroom. I have the kids break their videos down. And then not only do the pictures match, there's negative space with the words that show up on the side, what masks can do and what they don't do. And everything's in black and white. That's on purpose. But my favorite part is when they just have pictures and then part of it goes right after this part. Let me play that again for you real quick. So the pictures.
Yeah.
Yep. And I know it's obvious to you. And it might be obvious to people watching this today, but the fact that the pictures go boom, 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 and then it goes boom, 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 boom with the music, and then masks save lives. And it's just the kids, that example alone was enough to get them confident.
Welcome to 2020.
Sorry about that. Okay, stop playing. So that's one of many ways to get kids to think differently about video, and even with green screen, because it's not even just one take too. It's broken up. So let me share this with you because there's the website for you. So my students right now are making a video like that using a quote. And I actually have the lesson plan in here for everybody. It's I have it for Adobe Spark because that is free for all. You can also use it WeVideo, and you can even use DoInk and all the ones I use, where you just take a quote, and the lessons in here where you just break up the quote into pieces and turn it into a beautiful story. And it's super powerful when the kids match their music and stuff. So, so my piece of advice for that is that basically when I teach video, I don't expect them to have this perfect thing out of the gate. I basically have them do the basic things. We'll tell you what, let me show you Kid President first, and then I'll explain that. Go ahead and interrupt me anytime.
No. You see, I'm captivated by what you're showing, because in a lot of these lessons that you're saying is, the way that the students have to learn the video production, they're working with the music, they're matching it up, they're learning syncopation, they're learning, even math is involved in that, because you have to do the timing just right, perfect. And if they're anything like me, who is also just like real, like, okay, I spent like about 45 minutes just doing like this background here because I wanted to get it just right. And even though it may look simple, I really wanted to get it just perfect. And so you're learning those skills, those, digital literacy skills, you're learning those design skills. But one thing that I wanted to reiterate and hit on, like you said, is to not get scared to try the new tech, because we had Al Thomas here, and Al Thomas is, I call him kind of like my creative coach, in the sense that he said a quote one time. He goes, it's just exercise your creative muscles. And what you're doing, and with the students, you're exercising those creative muscles, that the more you're able to use those muscles, you start building up those strengths, you start developing, and you're bringing things to life that no one might have thought of, that they're in your head, you're projecting them, you're sharing them with the world. And another thing that Al Thomas said, that he heard a quote, was someone is always waiting for that thing that you do so they can go ahead and continue. So you're inspiring them. And it really resonates with me, because I think my whole life, ever since I was little, I have always looked up to certain people, whether it's music, whether it's video, whether it's education now, technology. And, I see them do that thing, and I'm like, hey, I want to start doing that. And I start developing those creative muscles. And I think that what you're doing with your students through this, and of course, bringing this also to our educators, is something that is great. It's something that is going to be very useful in the classroom.
Well, thank you. And like I said, we don't have enough time. I could talk about this all day, and I have, I think I get anxious because I really want to share so much. So, maybe we can have part 2, because
yeah, for sure,
there's so much to share about this, and I want to reach those teachers that think they can't do it, and give them some resources to think of video differently than they do right now. I just heard a podcast. You might have seen it too. I think it was Jen Gonzalez with Justine. I forgot Justine's last name. She's amazing. She broke down green screen about, how you have to have inquiry, and how we were saying on Twitter this morning, there's a bless with the mess, where what she does, and I don't want to quote her wrong, but she starts off a lesson and just have the kids just do what they think they should do for their book trailer or whatever. So the kids at first, they get in front of the green screen and they take a picture with the book, and then they start talking. That's what most people do. And then she says, well, what would happen if we add maybe a speech bubble and we could do a voiceover? And then the kids start to, oh, wow, because they didn't realize they could do that. Well, what would happen if we became the character somehow? Because we can cover ourselves up in green. And she talked about making them the crayon, the head on the crayon, and then they could talk. So when I teach my students, especially the quote thing, we start off with, okay, we're going to pick a quote, and I showed them a sample, so we're going to break our quote up, and then, they put the quote in there, and then and then they start looking for backgrounds. But then the next lesson will be, okay, what kind of imagery goes along with these words? For example, mine was, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. And, you know, so they're like, oh, I should put like a surfer in there, or I should do that. Because at first they just put the fun, pretty colors. And then from there, I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about movement, you know, and then we do Ken Burns effect. So I teach them that one day. And then the next day, I'm like, let's think about the music. Can we match the beat? And then I teach them the beat lesson. So you go in and you let them take their simple idea of what a video is and let them go through the process. And it is so beautiful to watch these kids use those higher level thinking skills. And that's what I love about video. And I've tried to train teachers too, to give them more time. You can't force it. They're always like, videos due Friday, and they give it Monday. I'm like, no.
Yes. No, and I agree with you. I mean, you touched on so many points, Erika, like that just remind me of when I was still in the classroom with my 5th graders, and just giving them that time, and, you know, just seeing those faces light up when they discover something new, you know, because I always told them, you know, I as a teacher, you know, I'm not the subject matter expert here, but with the little that I do know, let's try these things out. But when they would discover new things on their own, and then they would teach me those things, and then you see their projects just come to life. And I would always give them an audience too as well. I would always invite parents. I would record the presentations and then send them to parents if they couldn't make it, because I wanted them to see how amazing their children are and how creative they are and what they're learning. And it's just giving them that time to explore that creativity is something that is wonderful.
It is. And it's, I'm actually teaching a cohort right now that is our students that have to be in school, you know, all on IEPs, and in a lot of language difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
So at first, when I told them we're making videos, they were thinking they can't do it because they struggle in a lot of ways, but they are thriving with this because it's a different way to express yourself without having to read and write and type and make a slideshow or things like that. They get to express themselves in so many different ways. So what I do, I show this to so many. I show it to teachers all the time. I'm not going to play the whole video, but Brad Montage. Whoops, sorry. Brad Montage is like, I'm his biggest fan. He's, to me, the video production guru, and he makes it. He keeps it so user friendly too. Just the way he makes his videos, they're so in the basement kind of thing. You can make them anywhere. I'm just going to show a little bit of this and then continue this conversation because it's powerful.
Number 20. Thank you. And not just on Thanksgiving, every day. Number 19. Excuse me. Number 18. Here's a surprise corn dog that I bought you because you're my friend. There'll be more corn dogs, more happy people. This is a good idea. Corn dog for you, corn dog for you, corn dog for you. Number 17. I'm sorry. Number 16. I forgive you.
Okay, so I'm sure you've probably seen this video before. If you haven't, you have to. All of his videos. But just, I have the kids and the teachers even watch that once through. And then I say, well, why do you like this video? They're like, oh, he's so cute. He's funny. You know, he made a fart sound. You know, they're like, yeah, they say all those things. And I'm like, okay, let's watch it again. Now, does he just talk on camera? And then they start to pay attention. They're like, huh. What do you mean by that? And then from there, we break it down and the kids realize most of the time he's just standing there with a face.
Corn dog for you, corn dog for you.
So for like this part.
I'm sorry. 16. I forgive you.
So he's making a face and the words are behind him and it's a voiceover. So then they're like, oh. I said, believe me, if someone just stood there and said 20 things to you and talk, you're going to lose them after 3 or 4. And then as you go on in this video, he even has a section with stop motion. So let's see if I can get to that one. It's pretty cool. So he has this one that's really, really long. So he does stop motion and the kids love stop motion because it's so easy. They don't have to do much. Here it is. Okay, let's check this out.
I like you as a person who is a human being and I'll treat you like that because if I didn't, it would make everything bad. And that's what lots of people do in this lane. I need a water break, y'all.
And then they have those human moments, you know, and it's on and on and on. This video is brilliant. And even at the end, when he's dancing, I tell the kids, oh, you could do a dance at the end. Cause some kids, my 6th graders will do anything. And people think they have to stand on camera and dance, which is very difficult to dance for 30 seconds by yourself. But this is what they do here.
Comment below and let's hear it. Oh, and I got a bonus one for you. Something that we should say more often? Let's dance.
Okay, so my point in showing that is that it's kind of like music videos. They don't do one take. Anybody can be a good dancer if you do 5 takes. So he had 1, 2, this is a bad example. 3, 4. I just aged myself with the sprinkler. And my point is, like, you just by breaking it up. So teaching them the process, or to look for those things in why certain videos are good. And I'm obviously don't have time to get into all this, but in one of my courses, I teach video production, and I have this menu where I tell people, if you want to make a good video, go to the menu and let's order some appetizers here. And the appetizers are, add a little stop motion. Add some voiceovers. Do some slow motion or fast motion, human moments, green screen, camera angle shots, music, sound effects. So that's what I break down in the course. Whoops. So people can learn how to do all those things, or to break it up for their students. So
I love that menu. Yeah, I was going to say, I love that menu option. I mean, it's just it's great because it adds those layers. I mean, you have some students, and even myself right now, I was looking into, I was like, hey, you know what? Like there's a couple of things there that I can start adding into my intros and things of that sort, because it's something that's always evolving. Like I never like to just be doing the same thing over and over again that sometimes we can fall into, but giving some options like that and spicing things up, and that could definitely add to that video, and of course to the overall experience. And that's something that's really awesome. Love that menu.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't show it for very long, but it's I'm actually with that menu right now. I'm working with Tony. I never say his name right. Gugliotti. He is a video production teacher in Massachusetts as well, but he is a former news anchor on Channel 5 here in Boston. I believe it was Channel 5. And him and I just started something just recently. So hopefully people will follow us. I was going to tell you at the end, but it's called Viducators. So you can find us on Twitter right now and Instagram. And he came up with that. And I know people have heard that term before, but it's so fun because we are not just educators, we are viducators, all of these, Bruce and Jen and all of these guys. So we're starting that because we want to teach basically that menu. We're going to break it down for people in a few things that we're creating a book and an online course and all that, just to get everybody comfortable with the magic of video. It is so much fun when you start, like you just said, it's never ending. I watch I don't know if you do this, but I'll be watching TV and a commercial comes on, like the one with the masks, and I have to stop and pause and rewind, and I videotape it and I learn from it. I'm like, oh, that's such a cool idea. I'm going to try that. So that's where you get a lot of ideas too. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you there. When you find something, and, a lot of times it's like, I'll find videos and I'm like, hey, I want to kind of replicate those things. Or maybe sometimes I even get an idea and say, hey, I can do that, like with green screen, and put my own twist on it. But more than anything, I love what you said. It's like, there's always learning that's taking place. You have to learn something in order for you to just, like you said, break it down and see what else that you can do for yourself to personalize that, put your own spin on it. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about Viducators too as well. I just did put the Twitter handle here for all our guests, so they can go ahead and view and check that out. So I'm really excited about that.
Thank you. Yeah, we are too, because he's as nutty as I am. And I'm also working with Manny as well for some green screen stuff, but we're just all pulling together, because I always love that quote. Someone that's doing the same thing as you is not your competition. They're your sister or your brother, and better together. We all have different things we bring to the table. And I love that I'm meeting all these people. But as far as green screen, I know people want to learn how to do some stuff, and I can give a lot of ideas for that, and maybe tell some. I mean, are you okay with that? Me going into green screen a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's
Let's
what I'm here
do
for.
it. 'Cause
Okay.
This is magical. This is what I love.
Oh, you're way too kind. I babble on about this stuff because you have to find your dharma in life. And when I figured out a long time ago, but I've really figured out, obviously, green screen in mindfulness, and now I've brought them together. So it's just been this magical journey. So here's just a few examples of even pictures kids can do or videos for any of the subject areas. I love this math one because the more the kids have to manipulate themselves on the screen, the more they're learning. I even have this math one where kids are doing slow-mo jumps in the air or a cartwheel on top of their coordinates. But they're learning. And stop motion, if you want kids to remember something, have them make a stop motion video, especially for like science, for water cycle or anything they have to learn, because it's so tedious, even though they love doing it, but they will learn. And here I had some boys running from a dust storm. They didn't want to talk on camera, so they did some voiceovers. This is just a chunk of it. This one cracked me up. We laughed so hard. So this was just a simple animated GIF. I'm not gonna.
It's all right.
I can't go there. I got to stick to one.
Oh, that is awesome.
So they're running. So I showed you that one because one of the things on the menu is slow motion photography. Slow-mo is powerful, and kids love seeing themselves. Even if they do a tiny little jump, it looks like they're super high in the air. I use it all the time. So I recommend that people throw that in the mix. And also time-lapse. Time-lapse is hysterical when the kids get going with that. So once again, the boys are not talking on camera, and their report ended up being incredible. Obviously, I'm huge fans of both of these programs. And I'm here to tell you why. It's not a competition between these two. They're so both amazing and both need each other. And if you're a Chromebook school and you can have WeVideo, you're psyched, because you know WeVideo's unbelievable with the stock library in there. And doing, I'm going to tell you the reasons why this app is a must for every educator, even if you're the only one using it, even if you don't have iPads, I'll tell you why. But in WeVideo, and this is what I've been doing with the kids at home too. So we've been using the stock library. There's green screen animals in there. There's green screen backgrounds. There's things like someone's wiping away sand and then something's revealed. You can do green screen without a green screen. And this project's called the No Green Screen Project. So my students right now, my 6th graders, are having animals run through their living room and all kinds of stuff. So here's this one. Yeah, no green screen. Okay, why isn't it working? Sorry about that. Oh, don't you love bandwidth? Anyway, so these are all in the WeVideo actual library. You just put green screen bird. Sorry that's happening, but they'll be able to watch it on their own. And then with Doink has the unique ability to be able to manipulate people, like that coordinate one I showed you. People, they can move, and that's the demo I was going to try. Maybe at the end I'll try. So you can move them anywhere you want on the screen. And they also have this new text tool that's just a blast. So I've been playing around with it and have learned. Oh, I'm laughing because I forgot I made this. Boom.
Oh, so, that is nice. Look at that effect.
Oh, it's fun. And I have this one in one of the videos on here where I'm swatting words away, all the negative things in your life. I'm like, push them away. And just playing around with the app for that. And until last week, Doink had the crop tool. It was the only one that had crop. And I'm sure you've played around with the crop in WeVideo now. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that's why I was so obsessed with Doink, is because it's always had the crop tool. But DoInk also has in their masking tool, they have all these fading features, and working with the chroma keys easier. Like you can really fix those mistakes. For example, and they have the masking tool, so they have an eraser in there. So if you have like this dark patch that I know in WeVideo you can defringe, but if you have this dark patch that's driving you nuts, in DoInk you have an eraser, so you can literally erase spots around your stuff. And I couldn't live without either one of these. I really couldn't. And so it's just been, and it's just interesting how much I use both of them.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan, like you said, of WeVideo. That's the one that I'm most familiar with. I did start playing around with DoInk also, though I just still need to learn a little bit more about that. But with WeVideo, like you said, one of the things, if you are a Chromebook district, I mean, definitely worth having WeVideo with the amazing things that they already have, their stock library and everything. And so they've done an amazing job. And I know with DoInk, with iPads or even on my iPhone, kind of messing around with it, it also seems very intuitive, very easy to use. So I'm definitely excited to dive a little bit more into that and use it and see what I can come up with and create, because there's always ways to create. And then of course you get into the app smashing and start doing things, so that's what really excites me too as well.
Yeah. And I people always ask, well, what did you use for this? I'm like, I've used 3 things for this, but a lot of times I have to make certain things in DoInk because of some of the features they have uniquely. And then other times I go into WeVideo because WeVideo, you can animate things differently. You can also, what's so cool about DoInk right now is they're actually incorporating their animation tool into the app. It's $4.99. It's literally a Starbucks coffee, and there's no other price after that. So what I have is I have WeVideo in my classroom, but I also wrote a grant and have 10 iPads. So my kids are lucky. So you don't have to be an iPad school to use it. And even if you had one iPad in the room, because the kids can film on their own phone or whatever on green screen. You don't need to film through the app. Also, the user-friendly thing you said with my special needs kids. A lot of people know he's coming up on a slide actually, but Achilles, he's one of my special needs students, and Achilles has very short fingers, so he can't really type. And WeVideo, he likes WeVideo, don't get me wrong, but for him, the DoInk, he's allowed to do or able to do everything on his own. And he always has Barney in all his creations. Okay, I don't see it right now, but I'll find it at some point. But and this is another student of mine, Xander, and he loves using the iPads as well. So, and I know with elementary kids, it's very user friendly, but even for the older kids, because the things they can do. So let me show you. So this is a STEM example, taking their STEM projects to a whole new level. Super fun. And you can do that with both programs. And then this is what I love about green screen. There's no age limit. This is my father. Sorry, Dad, I'm going to tell him how old you are. He's 81 years old. And ever since I've shared the DoInk app with him, and I think he's using WeVideo now too, he can't stop. He can't get enough of it. So I actually hashtag him, #GreenScreenDad. So if you want to check out, he has a few things up there. Like he doesn't even know. So he does now. All right. So for Christmas, my dad, and this is something, even if you have like a green tablecloth at home, if you go to the dollar store or Dollar Tree and get a green tablecloth, or I have a green cape here for him, green material. You can even order a green screen for the material for $25 on Amazon and just hang it somewhere. It's so easy and to get a green screen. But anyway, this is him at Christmas time. He wanted to do a funny Christmas card. He wanted the beginning to be blank. Oh, come on, bandwidth.
That's just Albert heading back to the water.
Okay, it's coming. Come on.
I'm ready.
Oh, he wanted that beginning part.
Hi, everybody. Sue and I want to wish you all
I'm so sorry.
Very happy New Year. And we sure hope that all of your problems only last as long as your New Year's resolution. Skål.
And it was his idea. He's like, I want my head in the backyard, floating in the air. I'm like, okay. And then just to watch him do this. And then we got the gator. There's some birds that fly by. This is behind their house, actually. And then my students, my assisted, my, what do you call it? So sorry. My Mindful Superhero Club, before COVID, we used to go to assisted livings and we would cover the wheelchairs and the walkers. And we're able to help these like 90-year-olds bungee jump, ski, and do all these fun things. And the joy it brings them, it's insurmountable. And this woman here on the left, she was my favorite. I'll tell you in a second. I'll turn the music off. Anyway, so they're catching some butterflies. But I have full 20-minute videos of these people that did this. And she actually has stage 4 cancer. And she said it was the only joy she had in a long time. She was having so much fun on the green screen. And in one of my videos, she's rock climbing. She's rappelling. She's meditating on top of a tree. She's doing Tai Chi with some of my students on the Great Wall of China. It's just, can you tell I'm passionate?
I love it. And that's what I was just about to tell you. I mean, just what you're doing here is something that is amazing that, people may not think they'd like, hey, green screen here. Okay, we're doing it in school. But what you're able to do for community, taking, like you said, taking the kids out, your mindfulness club, and visiting these homes and bringing joy to many that are there, that maybe, like you said, that this is some of the most fun they've had in a long time, and they get to experience that. And I'm really touched by that. I'm really moved because, sometimes we just focus on our 4 walls in our school. When we go back to brick and mortar, right now we're focused obviously, on virtual learning, but, sometimes you just got to stop, look around and think and say, what can I do with the skills that I have and what my passion is, and bring it out to community? And you're showing a perfect example of your passion that you share with your kids with video. And now you're taking it out to the community and bringing smiles. And to me, that is just so touching and moving and amazing that I'm taken back, and I love it. It's awesome, Erika.
Oh, thanks. You're so sweet. And you can tell I'm really passionate about this because I'm like, I would talk all day and you're letting me. So,
oh yeah.
I don't even know what time it is, but yeah, the assisted livings has been the most powerful thing. I call it Limelight Green Screen, one of my many ventures I keep starting. I got to pick one and go with it. But just watching the kids have that relationship too with the elderly, and they all became best friends. We were there at one of the gigs. We were there for, it wasn't even a gig, it's volunteer. We were there 6 times. So the kids couldn't wait to see their friends. They're like, oh, I get to see Bob again, and Bob, and they, so those videos are my favorite. One thing for advice for people always say, well, where did you get your background? I take them. I take footage. I was on my friend's boat, and you can take the sound out later. My friends are like, what are you doing? I'm filming, and you can hear me say it in there. I'm like, I'm taking film for my green screen. So I took this on a boat, just held my elbows in, and I have a video here to show you how to become your own human tripod. And, we're on a boat, and I took this footage, and I've used this water for so many scenes. I can't even tell you how many scenes we've used it for. So next time you're out in nature, a good one to get too, if you want to have kids in a car. Driving footage is hard to find. As long as you're not driving and it's safe, the person in the passenger side can hold, and always, I'm sure you know this as a
horizontal.
Please, no more portrait. No more portrait. Please, no more. I love you all, but please turn your camera, please. But to put their phone on the edge of the car and get that footage of movement, so then they can throw that in their videos as their background. There's a lot of footage. Oh, go ahead.
I just learned, I was going to say, I just learned something amazing now with you. I never once thought about that, just filming out over here, outside, and then later on using that same footage to put yourself back in there and do something fun. And so I am learning so much, and this is what I love. Like today I was like, with Erika here today, it's going to be my personalized PD. But not only that, everybody else that listens and watches our show later on is definitely going to get an amazing dose of green screen PD today. So I'm really excited about it.
Oh God, I hope so. I haven't even gotten to some of my tricks and tips yet, but thank you for saying that. People always ask me, like, where'd you get that idea? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have the fear of trying things out. You should have seen us yesterday. We were, my 8th graders and I, we wanted to figure out, we're doing a Brady Bunch thing. And I gave them the challenge. I said, I want you guys to get a partner and figure out, because we all have to film separately because of social distancing, but figure out how you guys can, one of you is going to be up here, one's going to be here. What can you guys do to switch spots, to maybe climb out or climb in your square and, throw a basketball to that person, and just watching them figure it out. But we were rolling on the floor. We were diving over tables, and I probably shouldn't say that. I'll probably get in trouble, but it was so fun. So that's how we roll. But my heart right now is really around cultivating compassion through creativity, because there's so many, and this video is a little long, so I'll leave it for another time, but there's so many opportunities for kids, just like that mask video, to help heal others through these videos. And, they can do a video on a breathing technique. And we have the glitter jar one that's on my Twitter that a lot of people like. And where the kid's inside the glitter jar. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I love that one. And that was his idea, and we made it happen. So a lot of times I'll just take out, one of these mindful games or activities, and I'll say, all right, pick a card. Let's come up with an idea. And they'll pull like, leaf blowing breath work. And they're like, oh, I have ideas. And so we have over 100 things in production right now with remote kids and ones at school.
Oh
yeah, it's insane.
That is so amazing. Can you go back to that other slide, or the one with compassion? I really love that. And I'm thinking that maybe this would be a great topic for you to come back on the show and focus on that, with compassion with video. I think that really right now just really resonated with me, cultivating compassion through creativity with video. I think this would be an excellent part 2 for you. So I'm already giving you an open invite right now in front of everybody and all of our listeners, asking you to definitely come back and share more on this specific topic, because I think this is something that can be very useful for not only our teachers, but just education leaders and anybody that is out there that is working with video. This is something that would be a great topic to just focus on. But it's just been great. Like, there's so much, Erika. Like, and I know that no, there's nothing to be sorry about. This is amazing, because you just are an amazing wealth of information and knowledge more than anything, but the heart that really comes through. And I know that our listeners and our viewers are definitely going to see that project through this video, and even through the podcast itself, just the passion that you have for, video production, but the positive effects of video production, like you mentioned, with all content area, with special needs, with community, and here with, building compassion. So it's just really exciting. And oh my gosh, okay, here we go. I want to definitely see this. You've got Achilles here that we're definitely going to share something. So what do you have here for us on the screen?
Well, I know, I feel bad. We're running out of time, aren't we? Well, this is Achilles. He is literally would walk in my room every day and go, did somebody say green screen? And he was just the cutest thing. But because of, like I said, his disability with his hands, he's able to manipulate on the iPad with the DoInk app and create these things himself. He finds his own backgrounds. He comes up with the ideas. We have, the whole process with him. I mean, this one with the snorkeling just blew my mind. And he clearly loves Barney. So Barney's in all his creations. But even this one, it's in another video where they're throwing words on the planet. I said, what does the world need more of right now? And his idea was, it needs more hope. He said it. He said hope. And this is all laggy, but it's pretty cool because they, in this video, they throw the words onto the planet, like peace, love. And so that was something he's done. He loves the animation tools too. in there because these are all built into the app. It's kind of like their stock library is these backgrounds. So they have this water in the boat. And so these two figured that one out on their own, but they were doing a report on oceans. So it's just endless. And, oh gosh, here's all our dogs and cats. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff in here, but people at home, the kids at home, have them do human green screen using whatever program, both of them. You can take anything green. I have a planter thing here that, they usually come in green, and I'm pouring smiley faces onto my students. And you can do that in both the programs. With animation. And so if they have a green shirt, have them put something in their shirt about, for their homework assignment, if they have the app. But if they don't, they can use the stock library in WeVideo. Down here is the lesson plan for everybody. Like I said, I have tons of stuff for Adobe Spark. And what else did I want to show you? We're also creating those pass along videos. So teachers who, have you seen those? You've seen them this summer, the toilet paper one, and that's what we're doing right now is this is lipstick, but it's, oops. Yeah, we're using yellow highlighters, a yellow highlighter. So when the kids get the highlighter passed to them, whether it comes from the top, it comes from the side, it comes flying up out of their computer screen, and it's supposed to bring them joy. And they're all animating a smiley face, which you've probably seen a lot too on my Twitter, where they pass the joy on to somebody else. So we have kids, catching it in a baseball glove. Another kid hits it with a bat and all the smiley faces come out of it. Another kid is, his scene is taking a nap. The marker shows up on the couch and he goes, and he goes, boop, boop, does the smiley face and moves on. So,
I love that video, by the way, the one that you did also that does the same thing. That is awesome. So love it.
Thank you. Yeah, that was bad lighting, but that's like the go-to GIF. So you can do all of these things. And I wish this is a hard time to show everybody how to do it. So I'm going to keep dumping resources in this slideshow for people. And before we go, I want to tell everybody I'm in the middle of a green screen festival right now. Our video, my students and I made a video called Cultivate Compassion Through Creativity, was chosen. It's out of Australia. Was chosen for People's Choice Award. So it just started yesterday. My video will air on Tuesday night. I'm going to have a watch party, I think, if I can figure out how to do it. and then on the 17th, the 19th, voting opens. So there's $1,000 reward, but I'm just so flattered to be in this festival. So if you haven't seen it yet, there's some films up there right now and they're so good. So everybody go to greenscreenfest.com and you'll have a blast watching people from all over the world, students, teachers, and filmmakers in this. So I just started today. So yeah.
That is awesome. Well, Erika, thank you so much for being here today. And remember, we'll have to schedule part 2 because that way we can definitely watch, or actually you can go through a little bit more and maybe, share some tips and stuff like that with our teachers. But what I'm going to do right now also is I'm going to go ahead and put that link in here for all our audience members also that are watching, greenscreenfest.com. So you can go ahead and check that out and see what kind of resources you can find there as well. And of course, guys, you just saw the possibilities of green screen, how endless they are. And it's just a matter of exercising those creative muscles. And everybody has those muscles, guys. Sometimes, it's just like with anything. If you don't work them out, you kind of lose that muscle, that dexterity. But guys, there's nothing wrong with being creative. Teachers, go out there, get outside the box, get creative, see what you can do. And you've noticed Erika, the amazing projects that she was doing with her class as well. And here with this slideshow that she shared with us, I put it in there. I'll put it in the link. I'll put it in the show notes that you'll see later on too as well, that you can refer to. So that way you don't feel like you're going in there not knowing what to do. Erika gives you some great insight, some great foundation to start off with. And just keeping it simple is always the way to start. And like I always tell you, get clicky with it. You're not going to break anything. So you definitely will learn. Exactly. You'll definitely learn a lot. But Erika, it's been a pleasure. And like I said, I love your passion. And I know I've said that a lot, but it really makes me happy when somebody that I know, that I follow, that I've learned from, that I get to spend some time, and we got to spend some time here in it live, and just got to learn so much and just got inspired. And I know that our audience members are also getting inspired as well. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us here. And we'll be waiting on part 2. We'll definitely schedule that. And everybody that's out there listening, thank you so much for making us part of your morning. I really appreciate you guys and all the support that you've given our show, My EdTech Life. I definitely want to share with you, though. Also, you can go ahead and visit us at myedtech.life, at myedtech.life. That myedtech.life, that is our website here, where you can go ahead and find all our episodes. You can watch or listen to every single one of our episodes. And today I am also excited to let Erika know that today we are on show number 30. So we've just ended season 1 of My EdTech Life. So what better way to end it with an amazing show with green screen? And so we look forward to having you in this next season coming up. And so it's just exciting times. Thank you so much, Erika, for joining us. And any last words, anything that you'd like to let people know?
I just want to thank you. I am so impressed with you, and you're an amazing soul. I just you really are. And this was so much fun. And thank you for celebrating my passions and letting me share them with everybody. And to everybody, look out for Rock Your Green Screen. I am finally next week. I'm going to hold myself to it. Somebody else should posting a mini course. Very affordable. Don't worry. I'm going to send it to you though. And to get you going on this green screen and become a kid yourself and learn how it works yourself first. You will get, I'm going to warn you, it's very addictive.
It really is. It really is. Well, thank you, Erika. You heard it here. Erika is definitely working on some great projects, and be on the lookout for Erika. Again, follow her at Green Screen Gal on Twitter. Again, she's just a great resource and very, just like you said, very passionate and always willing to help. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys joining us here. And until next time, my friends, stay techie.
Hold up.